Welcome to Kenpo University. My name's Al Babinick and I'm your instructor. A lot of times, if my students have a problem with a technique, I always tell them, as an instructor, what I look at two things right off the bat. All right? I mean, if something else is glaringly blatant, then that's it, whatever it is. But I look at two things. I look at timing and I look at stances. All right? As an example, I'm going to use thundering hammers for timing. If somebody is doing thundering hammers and they're like, this forearm doesn't feel good, this forearm doesn't feel good. It just, because they don't like doing that forearm. What you want to understand is that the forearm is actually working on an arc. It's working in a circle, all right? Just like a roundhouse punch or just like an uppercut. And by the way, if you do thundering hammers and you replace the forearm with an uppercut, feels pretty good, all right? Just something you could play with there. But when you're hitting with an uppercut, you know if I'm hitting with this, if I hit right here, oh, perfect, oh yeah, it feels great. If you hit just a little bit back, it doesn't feel all that great. Or if you hit a little bit too much to the front, it doesn't feel all that great. So your uppercut has to be with your hip and everything's turning at the same time and it's hitting in the right part of this arc. So when an uppercut hits, it hits on an arc, right? So when you're doing thundering hammers, your forearm is also hitting on part of an arc. If I hit up here, oh, it feels terrible. If I hit back here, oh, it feels terrible. If I hit right where I'm supposed to, right next to me, it's going to feel good. All right, so if you have a student and they're complaining, this doesn't feel good, this strike doesn't feel good, this strike doesn't feel good, check the timing or check your own timing and say, am I doing this right? If you can't do the strike on a heavy bag and make it feel good, then you're probably not going to make it feel good in a technique. So that's the timing aspect. And then there's the stance aspect. And for this one, I'm going to use flight to freedom. When I teach flight to freedom, we're doing the twist break at the end right there. If, I'm going to do a little bit sideways so you can see a little bit better. If I do my twist way in front of me and I'm trying to break back here, of course it's going to feel terrible. It's not going to feel good. You got to go from your kick and it's marriage of gravity, right? Your body weight dropping with the strike on a vertical plane. It has to go down this way. It doesn't want to go sideways like that. And a lot of times it's where they put their foot. They came off the kick and they're going into the break and the hands have to work good. So off the kick, your hands have to work correctly for this break. So it wants to hit here, but I still want to be pulling up and I still want my body weight moving down with the strike, marriage of gravity. And I'm doing my C strike so nothing slips off or goes anyplace. But if you put your foot coming off that kick in some odd place, no, it's not going to feel good. All right? So you have to make sure that if something doesn't feel good in one of your techniques, or if you're an instructor, one of your students' techniques, you look at two things: stances and timing. Doesn't matter what order. You're going to look at both of them anyhow. But that is usually what's wrong when somebody says, I don't like this technique, this one doesn't feel good, or whatever. So, but that's what we're looking for, stances and timing. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.